In this video, we will use a sample application to show the architectural view of a modal panel that has been built in Unqork. Check out this simple app with two modules, Person and Person Modal. In Unqork's module editor, it's all about the UI mockup game. But here's the kicker, it doesn't visually show relationships. Understanding these connections is crucial, yet it's a bit of a challenge and very time-consuming to do. You're constantly diving into configurations, piecing together a mental map, and well, it takes a lot of detective work. Fortunately, there's good news. You don't have to sift through your configurations any longer. That's because Celeritas has a tool that automatically generates diagrams that explicitly show all the relationships between a module's components. It's called CodeVue. It simply reads your module configuration and draws a standard architectural diagram of all its components. Unlike the UI wireframe depiction of the module by the configuration editor, the CodeVue diagram explicitly shows the relationships between components. It even shows components and relationships that are implied by the configurations of other components. The relationships represent facts about the module's architecture. CodeVue depicts those facts as human-readable statements. Anyone can read the diagram and know exactly what it means without being an expert. So, let's dig in and experience the CodeVue difference. Starting with the Add Person button, we see that it sends an event called Open Person Modal Event. We can follow the connections from this event back to the decision called Person Modal Event Click Listener. It has been configured to listen for button clicks. We can also readily see that it has two micro decisions, one of which is waiting to receive the Open Person Modal event emitted by the Add button. When it receives the event, it sends another event called Open Person Modal. This event is owned by the Person Modal, which we can see is a panel that imports the other module as a modal. And that is what causes the Person Modal to be displayed. Before we end this video, let's take a quick peek into another CodeVue feature. Did you notice those orange connections? Those call out issues you should address in the module. They range from Unqork best practices to potential performance issues to errors. Let's look at a couple. The one on the Person Modal event, Click Listener decision calls out the best practice of testing the decision with test data. There would be more warnings on the diagram if the decision were incomplete, for example, it didn't define micro-decisions. Let's look at one more. The warning on the Add Person button calls out a potential performance and functionality issue caused by allowing buttons to be clicked multiple times in rapid succession. In our next video, we will show how CodeVue is a lifesaver when it comes to imported modules. Those are notoriously difficult to work with. In that video, we will introduce another CodeVue feature called Mentor. Mentor goes beyond fundamental configuration best practices, providing best practices around architectural design that will significantly improve the quality, maintainability, and reusability of your modules. That's it! Imagine all the time you will save with CodeVue at your fingertips. Spend more time creating new features in your application and less time sifting through modules trying to understand how your applications work. Contact us to get started today.